My cute pet.
It hints at a more informed perspective, maybe even linking behaviors we see at home back to those wild ancestral traits. It sets a certain tone.
So feline grounds it in biology. In this deep evolutionary history, this lineage of hunters, it tells us this isn't just a pet, it's a descendant.
The descendant of highly efficient predators,
Yeah.
with specific drives, specific instincts. Feline captures that really well without needing a whole paragraph.
Okay, that makes sense. So if feline connects it to its wild biological roots, what about the word companion?
Now we shift to the relationship.
Right. The title calls it the domestic feline companion, not pet, not animal, companion. What does that specific word signal about the relationship?
Companion is, well, it's a very deliberate choice. It really elevates the relationship being described.
How so compared to pet?
Well, historically, animals were often property or resources. Even pets could be seen as things kept for amusement or some utility.
Okay.
But companion, that suggests something more mutual. Voluntary association, maybe shared lives, emotional bonds, interaction that goes both ways.
Like a partnership.
Yes, more like a partner. An entity you share life with, maybe on a more equal footing than owner and pet implies.
Mm.
And what's interesting with feline companionship, often seen as more independent than, say, dogs.
Right. Cats do their own thing sometimes.
They do. Their path to domestication was different, often more self-selected.
Yeah.
But, studies actually show that when humans interact with cats, both release oxytocin.
The bonding hormone.
Exactly. So it's not just us feeling affection for the cat, it's a mutual biological connection happening.
Wow, I didn't know that applied to both.
It does. So companion hints at that deeper psychological significance for both the human and the feline. It suggests shared comfort, maybe even a kind of silent understanding, mutual benefit.
That oxytocin point really drives home the mutuality, doesn't it? It paints a picture of a relationship that's genuinely enriching for both sides.
I think so.
And I think, anyone who lives with a cat gets that. When my own domestic feline companion decides my keyboard is the only place to nap,
Right.
it's annoying, sure, but it also shows how much they've just woven themselves into our lives, our spaces.
Absolutely. It speaks volumes about the bond. They offer affection, amusement, just presence.
Yeah.
And companion sets that expectation right away.
Yeah, it really frames the whole thing differently. Okay, one more crucial word in that title. Domestic.
Right at the start, the domestic feline companion.
What's the full weight of that word, domestic? What does it immediately signal about this feline, especially compared to a wild one?
Domestic is huge. It signifies this massive ancient shift, a journey over thousands of years from being completely wild.
And how did that happen? With dogs, we think of selective breeding for jobs.
Right, but with cats, the current thinking is largely self-domestication.
Self-domestication.
Yeah, the idea is it started way back when humans began farming. Grain stores attracted rodents.
Ah, a food source.
Exactly. Which attracted wildcats.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the cats that were naturally a bit less fearful of humans, more tolerant of being nearby,
They got the mice.
they got easier access to prey, exactly. So, over generations, these slightly more docile cats thrived in humid-adjacent environments. They sort of selected themselves for living near us.
That makes sense. Is there evidence for that?
There is. Archaeology helps. The oldest known burial of a cat with a human is about 9,500 years old, found in Cyprus. That shows a close relationship way back then.
9,500 years.
Wow. So domestic isn't just about living in houses. It implies a creature that has evolutionarily adapted its behavior, maybe its diet, its whole way of being, to fit alongside human society.
It's more than just taming, then.
Much more. It's about deep integration. A creature adapted to a human-shaped world. There are even genetic markers now linked to things like docility and memory in domestic cats compared to wild cats.
So the word domestic packs and all that history, that evolutionary journey.
It really does. It encapsulates millennia of interaction, this shift from wild independence to this intertwined coexistence in our homes. It's about adaptation, shared space, a whole negotiated relationship.
It's fascinating. Domestic isn't just where it lives,